Well, hello, boys and girls. It's your favourite grumpy granny from Groggy's Patch, and I'm back once again to tell you a little something that you might learn off eBay. Let's talk souvenir spoons. Shout out to my co-host on the Resale Roundup Weekly Live, Rob. No, look, I'm using spoons to show you. But what we are actually going to talk about, for those that watched the Resale Roundup this morning, we did talk about doing promoted listings. And I said how I have mine set up so they are automatic. Now, whilst they are automatic in the sense that I have mine set up so that if I list in a particular category, those go automatically into that promoted campaign that I have set up for that category. The example of that is books. So I have my book set up with a particular flat rate promoted, and it doesn't matter whether you have flat or dynamic, either will work with this. But every time I list a book, it will automatically get put into that promoted campaign. Now, yes, you will have to excuse me. I'm on the tail end of an asthma episode, and that's why I haven't been doing any videos this last week, because I've been struggling to get my words out a little bit, which, a bit unusual for me, but there you go. So I needed to do something to show you how to set a campaign up. I needed to have something that I hadn't set a campaign up before. And I just happened to have a whole heap of these souvenir teaspoons. Now, these are just the first 5, and these ones are all in cases, which is nice. Now, these were all given to me. Shout out, daughter-in-law Emma. Thank you very much. So these belong to Emma's grandma, who had to go into a nursing home, and they've just been sitting in a box ever since. So there are those ones in cases, and I'll just show you. Down here in my little bag, I've got loads more of all different types of souvenir spoons, like a whole big container full. So yeah, they are yet to be done, but I have done some drafts of these initial 5 so that I can set that up for you. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is one of my book listings. I have completed this draft. And if we go into here, you can actually see I've got all my photos done. I've filled out everything that I need to fill out. Off we go down through all the item specifics. I've filled out my condition, and I've filled out the description there, and even the price, and then I've assigned the postage policy. If you go underneath there, you'll find your preferences here for where your item's located. So this is where you put your postcode in. Also, what sort of return policy you have. And you can see I've got a 30-day free returns accepted. Underneath that, you'll see where you can do your promoted listings. Now, if you have existing campaigns automated that are already set up, it will look like this. It will say, promote your listings to increase the likelihood of a sale by your items so they can be seen by millions of active buyers. And then it says, this listing may qualify for an automatic campaign. It will be automatically promoted if it qualifies. If not, you can promote it from the advertising dashboard. So because I already have one for this, the minute I actually do this and go list it, it will now be set up and being promoted at the rate that I do my books. But you'll also see in here in my drafts, I have got my spoons that I've set up. So what I'm going to do, we're going to finish these spoons off, and they are going to say the same thing. So I'm just going to click on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And then I'm going to go resume drafts. All these basically need, for this example here, is to send them live. So we are going to do that. Submit all. Submit. Now, the thing is, these will not show up live, and I am going to show you that now. So if we go from there and we go to active listings, from here, you'll be able to see, if we go down to where the book is, here is the book here. And if we scroll to the side, you will see that it says under promotions, standard promoted. Okay, so, but if we go up to where the spoons are, it says standard eligible. And then it's telling me that the suggested ad rate, promoted listing rate for spoons apparently is 12.7%. Seems a tad high, but anyway, we will go and investigate that just a little bit further. So just bear with me. I just want to make sure that you guys are seeing this properly. So I'm just going to pop that over there. All right, so let's go back to our shared screen. And from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to marketing. And from there, I'm going to go on to the advertising dashboard is where you need to go to set this up. So we're just going to do that, wait for it to load. Right, now there's all sorts of hibbly wash up there, and it will try and get you to do the advanced campaign, which is basically pay-per-click. So they want you to pay every time someone clicks on it. It's a very expensive way to do it, and certainly not a way of advertising something like souvenir spoons, that's for sure. You'll see a graph with your performance, blah, 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 down here. Down here further, you will see the actual campaigns that you already have set up. And, you know, as I said, I already have my book one set up. But so we're going to create a new campaign just for the souvenir spoons. So we're going to click on create new campaign. Oh, look at this. Save time with new smart promoted listings advanced campaign. No. Let's cancel that. Little notice. So cancel that notice, because then it will come up with this display here, which gives you a few choices. So it gives you your promoted listing standard, which is what we're going to do. Then it gives you promoted listings advanced, don't, and promoted display, which is, look, if you're selling high-end stuff like Rolex watches and top-end brand new Nike shoes, yeah, maybe you're going to do something like that. But we're selling good old souvenir spoons. So let's get started by clicking on Get Started. Now, you can have these as a simple easy setup, and which means you choose the items, and only those items that you choose will be in that. Or you can have it automated, which means that based on what the rules that you create, whether those items go into it or not. There is another option for bulk, which is, you know, a whole other ball game. But so what we're going to do is we're going to go to automated. And up the top here, you've got name your campaign. You can leave it as it is. I suggest you don't, because otherwise you're not going to know which campaign belongs to which one. So I'm just going to write souvenir spoons. You can have 80 characters in here. No one else sees this but you, so it doesn't matter. But I'm also going to add in here and flatware, because I've decided at the moment, I have a big bag of flatware under my desk, and I'm probably going to start digging into it at some point and maybe list a few items. And if I do, this will automatically work out for me if I list it in that category in my store. So to do that, I've created 2 new categories in my store, one for souvenir spoons and one for flatware. So the start date is today and the end date is continuous. That means it will keep running until I stop it, which is actually what we want. So how you do it is it's very easy to set up. So you choose which categories you want for this campaign. So that's very simple. And you can use the eBay categories, or you can use your store categories. Now, I'm going to use store categories because, yes, that's the... Why is it not showing? Just bear with me a sec. So for some reason, all right. So let's get around that just for the time being, and let's go to eBay categories. And if we go to collectibles, they're not showing. Okay, I know what the problem is. So just bear with me again. Okay, I'm sorry about that little disaster, but I'm back. What I actually just needed to do is wait a little bit longer for eBay to actually index my spoons so that they will then show up and that my store category will show up because it's now got some items in it. So here we go. We're going to go to store categories and we're going to choose untick. We're going to untick all because it's only just for this specific category, and we're going to go souvenir spoons. Now, the thing is, there's only 4 in there, and I believe one of the spoons may be listed under a different category, which I'll have to go back and change. But once I do change it, it will then show up under there. So we're just going to go souvenir spoons. So that's the category. Now, when I get some items listed in the flatware category in my store, I'll then also be able to add that to this list, to this particular campaign. So yeah, choose the category that you want from either your store or from eBay categories. And we've got that. You can also select that you only want to promote certain price ranges. So if you have, for example, you might want to do it at 2 different rates. So you might have collectible spoons valued from $1 to $15, and you want to only promote that at 2%, right? So you could actually put in here 1 to say $15 and leave your brand and your condition. That will then select those, and you can do that at this particular rate. Then you can make a different campaign and change it and have spoons for, $16 and upwards. But for this example, I'm going to leave that blank because I'm just going to do all the spoons at the same rate. And I'm not going to worry about what the brand is or the condition is, whether they're used or they're new. And then if you go down here, you can choose the category, the strategy, I should say. Now, you can come in and change this at any stage. So you can come in and you can edit your actual campaign, and you can swap from a fixed ad rate to a dynamic ad rate. With a dynamic ad rate, what you do is you actually put in your highest possible ad rate that you want to do, and then you can let eBay adjust that ad rate up and down as it wishes to the maximum that you choose. But for this example, I'm going to simply choose a fixed ad rate. Now, if we go down here, it's actually telling us here, it's saying 9%. So it was telling me 12% before. So you just got to be a little bit wary of what is being suggested. Look, I have no idea what the current ad rate for spoons is, to be honest. So I'm going to just leave that as is just for the minute. But if we go into here and we choose, it'll show up the listings, which are the 4, and it's telling me, yeah, today's suggested ad rate is 12.7, but it's got my ad rate as 9. So I'm going to back out of that, and because I just don't know, and I don't think there's that many souvenir spoons being listed that I need to really promote it at 9%. So I'm going to start off with promoting it at 5%, and we'll go from there and see what happens. So if I go in here, then you can go and view your details, and it'll tell you what items you've got that are going to be listed in that thing there. So that's all very well and good. So I can close that down, and then it's very simple. All you then need to do is go launch. And voila, we have a new ad rate. It says here, congratulations, you've successfully launched Spoons and Flatware campaign by creating rules. Current and future listings will be automatically added or removed according to the rules set. Your ads will appear on eBay within a few hours and will run until you pause or end your campaign. Now, if you remember, though, one of my spoons was not like the others. That's a bit of a song, isn't it, really? So we'll go back to our active listings and we're going to go and find the spoon that is not like the others and not in the right category. And the interesting thing is, I think it'll be, I think. I'm just trying to think which was the first one. I think it's this one because I'm going to just take a guess. I'm going to take a guess it's this one. I think this was the first one I did and I hadn't actually set up. Yes, so this one is actually listed under collectibles in here, whereas it actually should be now. I can put it into souvenir spoons. And there we go. And so that one will then now, that will automatically become added to that listing. Now, every time I add souvenir spoons to my inventory as listed items, they will now automatically get sent to that campaign. Now, I'm just going to ditch that. Okay, just bear with me. Right. So what will happen in the future is that every time I list souvenir spoons, they will now automatically get listed into that promoted listing campaign and they will get listed with a promoted listing fee of 5% until I either change that or decide to put them into something else. So, yeah, it'll just keep running. That's pretty brilliant, isn't it? And there you go, Rob. I've listed some well, I haven't really listed flatware, have I really? Seriously, because that's out of the collectible spoons stash, not out of the flatware stash. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, let me just dig down here under my desk. Some of you that have watched some previous videos will have already seen this. And I did show this on my bad buys on the Octo's podcast. So I have this bag of flatware of all different types of stuff. Look, I've got all sorts of things in here. I've got knives. I've got, shaving doodackis. I've got these really cool mid-century modern cocktail forks. Look, these ones are really cute too, with a little wooden, and they've got a little coloured end on them. So yeah, look, serving doodackis. Look, some of these will be good because they will actually turn out to be silver. There's also some quite cool, like that's a really nice Stanley Rogers knife. So I am going to get to these and do something with some of these, and it'll be a bit of fun. It'll be something a bit new and worth to learn something about. And as I said, some of this stuff is silver, and I don't know that is my eyesight going to be good enough? No, like I would actually have to blow that up, but I'm pretty sure that spoon is silver, sterling silver. So rather than just being a silver plate's not going to have that much value. But some of these just on their own are going to have a value because they're not stainless steel. They are actually sterling silver, and they're not just silver plate. They actually are sterling silver. Then you've got ones like this. So this one is up. There's a set of these spoons. I don't know whether there's a full set of cutlery or just these spoons with this really cool pattern. And the thing is that you can list this sort of stuff. So, yeah, I can't. Oh, isn't that bad? These are made in Japan, I can tell you that much. So they are a mid-century vintage because they are made in Japan. I can't actually read it properly, but they are stainless steel. They're not going to be silver. But a lot of people are missing some spoons, or they want extra of a particular item, and they will buy those. So you can list 4 or 6 spoons, whatever you've got. Or if you have a full set, you can do that too. So that's to come. All right, that's it for my very first video back after a week or so of not doing anything because I've been crook. Just need to keep this weather, the hot, humid weather is what does me in. Doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it knocks me for a 6. But I'm back, and I will see you on the very next video that I do, which, maybe we'll talk about souvenir spoons once I learn a bit more about that. Look, I have to say, I'll be perfectly honest here before I do go. With the souvenir spoons, I've no idea whether my pricing's any good. I've no idea whether the spoons I've listed are any good. I've just taken because there were 5 that were in the cases. And they're probably going to be better because they're not going to be as scratched up and that as some of the other ones. However, some of the other ones are probably more valuable because there are all different types of souvenir spoons. So the ones called story spoons, there are ones with charms, like, for example, this one, which is the Victorian one. See, it's got the little charm of Victoria hanging between. So those ones have a little, from my little bit of, my basic little bit of looking, those ones do have a little bit more value than the ones that don't have a charm. The story spoons will actually usually have like an enamel picture in the spoon bowl. So that's another thing to look out for. There are certain brands that are more valuable than others, which I can't even remember the names of some of the ones that I did see, but I guess I'll find that out. So maybe by the time, once I've done a little bit more research, I'll be able to come back and tell you some more about that. And the other thing is there's different types of spoons. So you can get sterling silver spoons, which are obviously going to be better, or even better than that, gold. But most of these are silver plates. So that is silver plate. This one is from the 1988 World Expo in Brisbane. And then we have a Melba's. I was going to say it was a restaurant, but I can't really tell. I need a magnifying glass. Melba's Woodside in South Australia. There is silver plate, as is the Victoria 150 Growing Together spoon with the charm. But then you can get ones like this. So this is Mary Sacred Heart, which is a Catholic thing. But this one is actually 24 karat gold plate. So again, this one's going to be more valuable than some of the others. So yeah, I mean, I know different ones are going to have different value, but I really haven't researched it very much. So maybe that might be an interesting little thing for us to go through together, and we can learn together about how to start researching a new category and work out the pricing. So basically so that I could bring the example, because it was a last minute thing I decided to do after we did the live stream earlier, I thought, well, what can I show you today? And that's probably the best thing would be how to do that promoted listing campaign. But I didn't have anything to promote. So I quickly thought, well, I'll list these spoons pretty quick. So look, I just pulled these ones out. I cleaned them up, took some photos, did the listings. Listings for these are so easy. You hardly have to put in any item specifics. Whoa, gotta love that. And yeah, pretty easy, quick and easy. And yeah, so it was all guesswork. I just took a punt and put some prices in, and the prices might be absolutely way out there to what they're worth. But hey, let's wait and see what happens. All right. So that is going to be it. And I will see you on the next one. Bye now.